a pinball, like they were like a little pinball, like a pinball machine when you go back and forth and they were spinning around. And mind Hi everybody, I am Danny B of Danny B's Closet, and today I'm going to share with you a little bit about my trip I just got back from, as well as my thrift haul from where I went, as well as when I got back. Okay, so first a little story time. If you looked at the title, you saw it talked about overcoming driving anxiety. So even though I grew up in the country, I did not do a lot of driving as the baby of the family. It just didn't work out that way. So when I got older and started driving, I didn't have to drive as far. And I have never been the driver in the family, meaning when we did travel, I was not the person, that people chose, or I was not the first person to, jump up on the wheel. I was never excited to drive. It wasn't until about a year or two ago I realized that I get driving anxiety, meaning I can drive, but when I get into certain situations where there's a lot of traffic or large trucks or big bodies of water, I tense up. I didn't realize that my headaches were coming from how tightly I clench my teeth when I'm driving. So, um, I don't think it's really as bad, as it could possibly be. I mean, I can still drive, and I don't become, paralyzed, by fear. But I do end up having a headache once I get at the car. So, in order to overcome that and to start, putting myself out there more, I decided I was going to take a brief little 3-hour trip away from, my area, which doesn't seem like a lot to a lot of people who enjoy driving, who don't mind. But for somebody, who, like I say, does have driving anxiety, driving that far and having to cross, really large bodies of water, etc., and, heavy traffic, it can be pretty intense. So I decided to take a quick little trip, still here in Mississippi, but 3 hours away. And, I was like, I'm going to build up my confidence. I'm just going to go with to find me some good music and just roll. Okay, so the day of, you guys, it was raining, as they say down here, cats and dogs, meaning it was pouring down. So not only was I gonna have to do this drive, I was going to do it in pouring down rain, which just added to the immense dread and fear that I had, about driving. So the morning of, excuse me, guys, the weather has gotten me. Mississippi has been hot one day, cold the next day. So the change in the weather and all the pollen has finally gotten to me. So forgive me if I sound terrible. Anyway, so the morning of, I'm inside, I'm freaking out. I mean, I am in panic mode. I'm contemplating not going, just waiting another day and going down the next day. But fortunately, I have a wonderful support system, and I have a great friend who, wasn't going at first, but she decided to, meet me there. And so I knew she would be there, and I knew she would probably leave out before me, because she'll drive anywhere, anything. She'll try it. And so just knowing when I got there that there would be a friendly face and somebody else there kind of to calm me down if it got bad made a world of difference. So I headed out, you guys. I got me a drink, a snack, put my music on, and said some quick prayers, and I headed out. I made it all the way to my destination, probably a few miles up from the exit for the hotel, and I got to a bridge. And this bridge is not that bad, but it's one of those bridges, I think they call it, it's where they have the metal grates where it goes up for the boats to come through. I have to look up the proper name, and I'll put that on the screen for you guys. But anyway, I know it's crazy because they have lights up there, and I know you can't just get stuck on the bridge, and the bridge won't go with you on it. But when you have anxiety, the fears aren't logical. I mean, it could happen, but the chances of it happening are slim to none. But it's hard to tell a person who has anxiety, oh, that's not going to ever happen, because it does. It could. Just more than likely it won't. And so it's one of my fears about, it was one of my greatest fears about driving, to where I was going, which is the coast of Mississippi. Anyway, as I got up to the bridge, you guys, there was an accident. Right as I was getting on the bridge, the car in front of me hit the grate, like started going over the grate and lost control and started like a pinball, like they were like a little pinball, like a pinball machine when you go back and forth and they were spinning around. And mind you, it's a 2-lane highway where this bridge is. And so they're just spinning and spinning and spinning. And all I could think to myself, this is my worst fear. Like this was, other than the bridge going up, this was one of the things I feared the most. Like, hitting that grate, especially in the rain, and it had, had been raining really hard, thinking you have nowhere to go but the water. Because if you flip over the little rail, that's it. Like there's water and either the impact or drowning, So my greatest fear. And so as I'm sitting here watching the car go, side to side and spin around, I'm just thinking to myself, oh God. Like I was clenching the wheels so hard that my hand was hurting when I got out. But the thing about it is the lady, her son, and little girl got out. It was a Challenger, like a two-door car, and they ended up cattle corner in the right lane and against the rail. The girl and the boy bolted out the car, and the woman got out, and all she could do was just put her hands to her mouth, like the realization of how close she came to dying. And the fact that traffic had slowed down. Traffic was going fairly slow because of the weather and coming up to the bridge. So luckily, she didn't hit anybody. Nobody hit her. She didn't go over the rail. And honestly, I was in the left lane, so we were able to kind of go cattle corner, so it's not to back traffic all the way up. Um, so I said all that to say, one, I made it. I got over my fear. I drove back perfectly fine. Like I don't know, it gave me a little confidence. And then just to see their accident, to see them walk away, and and what was physically looked like good health, which after accidents you could have back problems, etc. But for them to get out and to be able to see them, knowing what could have been, I don't know, it just it did something for me. It did something positive for me. What's meant to be will be. What's going to happen is going to happen. But it's all about, who you believe in, what you believe in, and just your time. So that was the first part. So anyway, now if you wanted to, skip through this, I will for sure tell you, the people who don't really want to see or hear the story and just want to jump into what I got, I will for sure put at the beginning, where to start. So as soon as I got down there, you guys, and well, not soon as, because actually my friend and I, we went to eat. And it was pouring out raining. So the next day, the first thing I did was find the local thrift store. You know it. And I'm going to share with you guys the items that I found. Now, here's the thing. I've been to the Customer Mississippi a few times, quite a few times. And it never fails. When I get down there, the shopping, the prices, I get sticker shock, you guys. Because depending on where you go in Mississippi, the prices, even with the Goodwills, they change drastically. Now, in recent years, as we all know, and I'm not going to go down that little rabbit hole, the prices have gone up, as they have a lot of places. And so I leave it there, unless it's just a really good buy. But at least in my Goodwill, in my area, the prices are still pretty decent. Southern Mississippi, not so much. So when I went in, first thing I went to was purses. I always go to purses or shoes first, just because those are my usually bang for my buck, so to speak. Meaning, you can get a purse fairly decent priced and still get a good print, a good amount for it. So let me show you guys what I got. I will try to tell you where I got each item because I did shop at American Thrift and Goodwill on the coast, and then I came back here and went to Goodwill, so in Salvation Army. So I will show you guys what I found. Okay, so the first item I'm going to share with you guys are these nice Dansko, and I stopped. These were $8.99, and they are size, I think, 39. Yes, 39. Okay, so these typically do really well for me, and they do have some damage on them at the front. of which I'm going to repair. But great size, great style, and a great brand. Danceco usually sells for me. I don't pick up the well, they look like the clogs, the nurse shoes. I don't pick them up as much because they scare me. If you're not familiar with Danceco, they're really comfortable. They have, I think, biodegradable soles, so they can look perfect. I mean, they can look like they are brand new, and then you twist them and they will fall apart. So I don't pick them up as often as I did when I first started. I just don't. Now, if they're a unique style, then I will. But for the most part, these, if they're a dance coat and they're not the clogs, they're like the platforms I just showed you, or something unique, I will get them because it's a really good brand. And it has a great sell-through rate for me. Okay, the next one are these DV, so Dolce Vita. I got these because we're coming up to the summer. They are really great size. They were $3.99, so $4. And they were a good size. This is size 10. I have sold these before. I got them out of a thread up shoe rescue box. So I decided to just go ahead and, give it a try. Okay, so this next purse. Isn't it beautiful, you guys? This is unbranded, but anything that I think is unique or extremely ugly and the price is decent, I will pick it up. It does have some damage that I'm gonna have to try to work on, but it's not major, and to be honest, it's just so cute. The inside is really clean. So this purse was originally $19.99, you guys. They had it up there for $19.99. And when I looked at it, I was like, I'm not paying that for this. But the guy that was at the register was really nice, and he was like, somebody else had asked about it. And so he decided, to ask his manager, if the price could come down, because one, it's not branded. Two, it has a lot of damage right here. So they asked one of the managers, like, hey, why is this, price so high? How much can we list, like, how much can we sell it for? Because one, it's not branded. Two, it has damage. And she was like, we'll just do the standard price, $4.99. And they was like, do you want it? I was like, yeah. Yes, I want it. So that's how I got this beautiful crossbody, you guys. To be honest, if I fix it, I may list it, but I actually may carry it for a while because it's unique. I like unique items. I'm getting more into, well, getting back to how I used to be, which is a little bit more fashionable, and trying to do a little bit more than just graphic shirts and, the basic stuff. Okay, the next item I have is something that most people do not pick up anymore, which is LuLaRoe. If you know, LuLaRoe, for the most part, is iffy. It was oversaturated when they went out of business. But the thing is, the quality is so good. So this was really bought for myself. It is a long duster. It's beautiful, and it looks black, but it's actually a navy blue and white. And I paid $4 for this. So this really was bought for myself. And a lot of this stuff is, I went shopping. I'm trying to redo my closet. In probably a month or so, I will show you guys my little closet journey, because I will be cleaning out my closet. And again, and reorganizing it. And I'm trying to just redo my look again. This next item is a jacket, beautiful black and gold, and the brand is Barrick, and it was $6.99. Okay, so here's the thing. When I looked this brand up, the comps on it are excellent, but the soles are not. So I think that jacket, somebody sold it for like 60 or 70. And then you have some that are selling for like 15. So the sweaters that I saw in that brand go for money. So I will be looking for sweaters in this brand. But the jackets and stuff, not so much, like so. So I don't know. I took a chance on it. I was like, well, my first time finding it, we shall see. Okay, so this next item, I have some of this listed and I have also sold some of it. The brand is Doncaster and it was $3, which is why I bought it. But look how pretty this is for summer. And it's 100% silk with shoulder pads. I think it's just so cute. And like I say, it's a really, I would say, solid brand. I've sold like 2 or 3 outfits, like sets, that, well, vintage sets that I found once. And I've sold a jacket. But it also does, like, if you find the blazers, they do really well on ThredUp. At least they did about a year ago. I have to give that a caveat because at this point, a lot of what was selling last year, not so much this year. This year, that's why a lot of what you will see me pick up, it may not be some of the more well-known brands. I think I was commenting on Veronica Mick's video because she picked up a lot of bread and butter and just different brands. And the thing that I have realized is that I just go with my gut. If I see something and I like it, I buy it. Or like I say, I go with my gut. Like if it just looks like it could be a good buy, good quality, I still check comps. But honestly, a lot of what's selling for me is not my typical Lululemon and, you know, Patagonia, like those regular brands I could buy and they would be gone within a week. I'm really just sticking with my gut. Okay, so this is another cardigan, which I love. I am a teacher by day and night and weekends. Teaching is a lifestyle. But I love a good cardigan. So that was really bought for me. Next, now, some of this is mixed up because I took it out to go ahead and start washing it, so I have to go back and forth. That was all bought at American Thrift. One of it, well, some of it's Goodwill, some of it's American Thrift. Okay, so this was bought when I got back home at the bins. It's Bitty Baby by American Girl. Isn't that adorable? Okay, so I don't pick up kids' clothes usually, but at the bins for the prices, it's a good time to take a chance on something because that way if it doesn't sell, you hadn't really lost a lot. This next is a beautiful, I guess this is cheetah pattern blazer. The brand is Allison Cara. I bought this for myself, but it's actually too small. I can fit it, but it's too tight in my arms, and I do not like anything that is like that restricts my movement. So I'm gonna wash this and list it. Okay, this is probably my favorite item that I bought for myself, you guys. Check this out, and it's Cato's. I used to love to shop there when I first started working because they have a really good career wear section. But isn't this beautiful? It's a maxi dress. So I'm going to wash this up and put it on with a denim jacket and some sandals, you guys. And I'm going to be cute for the summer. I love when I find like really good buys and I can just play dress up, you know, at a discounted price. And then when I'm tired of it, I just list it. I mean, reselling is the best of the best, you guys. Like, seriously, I love it. Okay, this next item is a New Direction, which is Target. I bought this for myself as well. Look at the sleeves. It has that tribal print almost to it. I just think I love the colors. I love that pop of blue. And then this is also just another basic shirt. This is Walmart. Just a basic black button down, well, button up shirt for work. This also came from, I think this was American Thrift. No, this was Goodwill. And it is a pair of athletic shorts. The brand is Free People, which I don't typically pick up, but I love the color and the style. Okay, you guys, I ended up having more than I really thought I had. Okay, so this gave me boho vibes, you guys. If I ever figure out what's... Okay, this came from Goodwill. This was on the trip. Oh, no. This was from the bins. So, look at that. It gives me very, what's that, the legging look that was popular last year, that boho style. This is Mav, I think. I know it's Anthropologie, and it's a size 14. So, great brand, great size, and I think, what I would think, great style for this time of the year, coming up to the spring and summer. So, I'm going to get that washed and listed, and then this last item in this bag is for me, which I have not tried these on, but I love the color. You know, you don't realize sometimes how big you are until you start looking at your clothes, which can be a bit discouraging, but you know, it is what it is. I am where I am at this point in my life, and I'm going to be happy that I'm still here. So the brand is Roz and Alley, and I hope that I can wear these because they are wide. Again, I don't like anything that's tight on my stomach because I do sit a lot after classes are over to grade papers and things, and I'm not trying to be uncomfortable to be cute. My goal is always comfort and cute, but comfortable is still number one because there is nothing cute about being in pain at work. Okay, so I'm saving one purse for last because I just love it. Okay, so this next is a vintage bag. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's also unbranded, but it's clean on the inside, you guys. And I got this from Salvation Army when I got back home. See what I mean? Like, can you see the difference in some of the stuff I found on the coast and versus the stuff I got when I got home? That's why I love it. It's hard not to thrift, you guys, because I get such amazing items. Okay, so this came from American Thrift. A little vintage backpack. And the brand, I think, is Virginia. Yeah, Virginia Slimwear. Which I saw some of these when I got back to the hotel and started researching. Some of them went cheap and some of them are going for a lot. This little pattern is coming back in style. So hopefully this will net me a decent profit. It was only $3. So hopefully it'll net me a decent profit. Next I got this from American Thrift for $3. Did not realize that it, you know, where it came from originally, but I thought, well, denim, like the patch denim is coming back in style, so I thought I would get it. I do have a chain that I can add to this that I got. Anytime I go to the bins and I see chains and straps in the bottom of the bin, I pick them up for reasons of like this. Now, let me tell you about this, you guys. Beautiful, beautiful. Came from American Thrift. It is new with tag. The brand is Caroline Hill, which is a pretty decent brand. I did pay up for this because it's brand new. And when I looked inside, you guys, the strap was in there. The strap was on the inside. But when I got home, the strap is gone. So I am at a loss because I know I saw it. I looked in and went, oh, okay, the strap is with it. So that, you know, is, instead of a clutch, can also be a crossbody. The cashier was like, this is a really pretty purse. And I know she looked inside of it. But I'm trying to think, did the lady really take the strap out of that purse? Isn't that weird, though? Like, it was there, and now it's not. I've checked all my bags. I do not have it. So I don't know if she took it out or if I lost it along the way. Who knows? Just another mystery on this trip. Both these items came from my home area. This came from either Salvation Army or Goodwill. I don't remember. Aren't these adorable? Look at the Ken Hill, which I know is making a comeback for some people. Now, this brand is not an excellent brand. The brand is Stuart Weitzman. I don't always pick it up, but again, I'll tell you guys, anything that I think, is unique or I think is cute or extremely ugly, I will get it if the price is right, because unique and different sales. Now, this brand, I love to buy it. It still has a good resale value, but it may sit now, depending on what it is, and that is the wonderful, wonderful Tory Burch. I love Tory Burch. I love Tory and Coach more, but I love finding Tory, and I love selling Tory, and I love buying Tory Burch. So, pair of gold, it looks like cork almost, snake skin print shoe, and it's in some rough condition here, but the rest of it is actually pretty good. I have 4 more items, you guys. Okay, so this came from the bins, and this is what I want to ask you guys. Do you know how to clean this? Anyone have any help on how I can clean this purse? The embroidery is so pretty. I just could not leave it at the bins. But it has yellowed with age, as you can see. I'm thinking about and the material is like a leather, well, pleather. It's not real leather. So I'm afraid to put it in water, but I don't know how else to get all of it white or try to get it back into, some white or even cream, I guess. Anyone have any ideas on tips and tricks for how to get that clean? Okay, this item, both of these came from, let's see, American Thrift. I love, love, love vintage, you guys. So this is Scala. This is a plus size. Look at this, you guys. I'm going to put pictures on the screen because the dresses are so long, and these are plus size dresses. So I can't show you the full dress. But this is a cream off-white. Just look at that. Oh. For anyone that loves vintage, yes. I mean, it is such a beautiful dress. I mean, honest, for a plus size bride, that would make a beautiful wedding dress. I just love it. I love the craftsmanship. I love like the intricate details. I love the romanticism of it. Like, it's just beautiful. And this last dress, I was on Facebook, because I do get on Facebook to like do research, as well as on Instagram and YouTube. I like to know what's going on in the reseller community. Like, what's the latest that's selling? What's the new bolos? And this was mentioned, Giovanni. Now, I know there's a history behind it. Some superstar started back wearing it, and so now it's popular. So I was looking for it, and I found it. Now, this is not the best style. It's, more mature. Still beautiful, though. Look at all the beading. This would make a beautiful mother of the bride dress. Or even a bridesmaid's dress. It's also 18 plus. I'm going to put the picture on the screen for this one too, because I've already photographed them, even though I still have to do some work to them. But look at the tail, like the train. Isn't that insert beautiful? So that's the thing about vintage. I mean, it could be something simple, but it always has something, like I say, beading work or embroidery, like something, or even just the craftsmanship of the material itself is just so stately. I love it. Okay, so I saved this last purse for the end because it is probably one of my favorite finds out of everything that I found. When I saw it, I thought it was unique. And when I looked up the brand, I was like, oh, okay. Oh, I told one. I do have one more item. This is just a net, fishnet style shirt. The brand is Compagna. Anyway, it was $1. And I got this from either American Thrift or Goodwill. Can't remember which one. But anyway, I just thought it was unique. Coming up to the summer. For $1, why not? Okay, so back to the purse. The brand is French Stingray Couture. So some of these are listed on Poshmark, and some of them have sold for 100 plus. Now, there's not a lot of them, so this is one of a few. But I mean, it's such a beautiful bag, very unique, you know, feel to it. So I decided to, for sure, I was gonna pick it up anyway. I just love it. I love the style. I love the look of it. So we shall see if it sells or not. Hopefully so. And so if so, it'll be one of my other unique sales. I love a good sale. You know, when it's something that I picked up off my gut, not branded. Like, you know, it's just something I saw. Oh, that's unique. I'll get it. And then it's something amazing. Okay, so there you have it, you guys. That is my thrift haul from my trip, as well as here when I got here. Oh, and I forgot. Well, yeah, I will have to add it. I was gonna say, you know, someone asked me, how do I measure a shoe? My last shoe box I did, they asked me, well, how do you measure it? So basically, I use an app. It's called the, I think, Measure app. I'll put that down below, or I just use a seamstress measuring tape, and I measure it, you know, from foot to top, and then across the widest. And then I list that, and then what I do after that, like this is if a shoe does not have the sizing on it. After that, I go online and I look for a size chart of that, you know, company, and then I compare. So I use a size chart, I use the measurements, and then if that does not work, say I cannot find a size chart, I wear anywhere from an 8 to a 9. I have nieces and a mom that wear anywhere from a 6 to a 7, 7 to an 8. And then I have a niece that has, you know, 9 to 10. So what I do, I just get somebody to try it on. And with the measurements and the foot size, you know, a family, I can say this is approximately, you know, such and such size. And sometimes, depending on the brand, it can be a harder sell. But for the most part, people know what size they wear in, you know, typical brands. And with the size chart and, you know, the comparison from a actual person's foot and the measurements, it pretty much will sell eventually, depending on what it is. So there you have it, you guys. This is probably one of the longest videos I've done in a very long time. So if you're still watching, thank you so much for sticking around with me. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please do so. I would greatly appreciate that. And for all of those of you who do watch me on a regular basis, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being a part of this journey with me. Thank you for thinking enough of me to watch me on a regular basis and supporting me. I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. I hope you guys have a fantastic day and weekend. Bye, everybody.